You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 298. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Gorilla Jeff Barnhart.
Oh, today we've got some more fun Jimmy Olsen comics to talk about. Before we do, why don't we remind listeners about the contest we're running.
Indeed.
You've got a couple of more weeks, folks, to win the two Wolverine motion comic DVDs and a fat stack of comic books. All you have to do is leave us an iTunes review and then drop us an email to confirm you've done so. Email us at comic.reflections@gmail.com and you will be entered to win. We will draw just before the recording of episode 300, and we'll announce the winner on that episode. And yeah, that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so the first issue we've got to talk about today is Superman's Pal, Jimmy Olsen, number 116. It is cover dated December of 1968, but according to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, it hit the stands October 10th, 1968. We've got a really fun cover here, penciled by Curt Swan and inked by Mike Esposito.
Yeah, Jimmy is acting like an ape, and there's a gorilla dressed like Jimmy, and here comes Superman. They all three have smiles on their faces. It is a fun story.
And it's a super fun cover. I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it just so happens that's the lead story in this issue. It's called The Gorilla Reporter, written by Otto Binder, penciled by Curt Swan, and inked by Ray Burnley.
Yeah.
We do have a cool house ad on the inside front cover for Scooter and Binky.
Yeah.
Remember, we did a couple issues of Swing with Scooter?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't good.
No, but
It was like a mod rip on Archie.
yeah, and extremely Archie-like. So,
Yeah.
oh man, but, I love this. How come she's reading Scooter when she's dating me? And this hipster-looking dude is angry at this hip chick reading Scooter, because all the hip chicks read Scooter.
Duh.
Yeah.
So anyway, or Binky.
We never read Binky, I don't think.
It's another, like, teenage comic. Meh.
Oh, in the picture here, a bull has driven a couple, I guess Binky and her. Is Binky the guy? Or
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Binky, I don't know. And his girlfriend, they go up a tree, and the girl says, "We'll be up here for hours." And the guy says, "Yeah."
That's funny. So anyway, the Gorilla Reporter, let's talk about this. Superman. I love this splash panel. Superman looks like he's going to fight this ape.
Yeah. I'll save you from that wild gorilla, Jimmy.
Superman looks pissed in this panel.
Yeah, he does. Man.
Which is great, because you don't see a whole lot of angry-looking Superman in the Silver Age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't. Huh. Okay,
Yeah.
So we got Professor Thorne is with Jimmy testing his telepathy helmet at the zoo.
I guess Professor Potter was busy.
Yeah, great scientific work there, Professor. And all the scientific experiments should be made with the assistance of a wacky cub reporter.
This helmet is so crazy. It looks like a snail shell with wires coming out of it.
Yeah, it is goofball. But so he's trying to listen to animals' thoughts and all that, which would be fascinating. I'd love to know what are you barking about now? And,
It's all id.
Yeah.
All id.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Far Side, where the guy invents the thing to a device, and everyone's going, "Hey, hey, hey, hey"?
It just yeah. It's so you can hear dogs interpret dogs barking. Yeah, I do remember that Far Side cartoon. Oh, I loved the Far Side.
I did too. I remember it being really confused by a lot of them, having to think about what the joke was, and then after a while it got easy. I don't know if I got smarter or I just got into the groove.
Well, they're kind of a weird. Sometimes they're like strange non sequiturs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that was such a brilliant cartoon.
Yeah, and it's a golden age of, well, not the golden age of cartoon, but
It seemed like in the 80s there was a bit of a resurgence, you know. You had the Far Side and you had
Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes 85 to 95. So like I experienced its entire run. Really, there was no time of my childhood that wasn't a part of it. I remember when it ended.
Yeah, and I do too. And it was a major bummer because they're wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so Professor Thorne's machine doesn't work, and so Jimmy said, "Hey, let's call Superman." So he goes, does a ZZ thing,
Yeah, with the signal watch.
and Professor Thorne stupidly is next to the gorilla cage, and the gorilla plays with the controls, and they get zapped, and Jimmy turns into gorilla, and gorilla turns into Jimmy.
It's a mind swap.
Yeah,
we had a Freaky Friday in a Superman comic.
we did.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Freaky Friday was in the first movie, I think, early 60s.
I'll look it up while you continue with the synopsis.
Okay. So, so we figured out that the ape and gorilla has Jimmy in it, and so they're worried about Jimmy, the gorilla, being in Jimmy's body because he's going to hurt himself because Jimmy is not as powerful. Jimmy's body is not as powerful as an ape's, and an ape will continue to act like an ape, so they might get hurt. So Jimmy the gorilla catches the gorilla the Jimmy, and only to be attacked by Superman, and he gets punched by Superman, which is another first. He's never been. I don't think Jimmy's ever been punched by Superman.
Not that I've seen.
Of course, he's in a 8 guys now, whatever. So he explains to Superman, and everyone's surprised. So they try to fix it, and there's about 20 buttons on here, and so it's going to take, 56,786,934 different possibilities. Of course, Superman can do that in about an hour or so, or in a few moments, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Hey, so Freaky Friday actually came out 8 years after this story.
Really?
1976.
Oh, I am totally... Okay.
Yeah.
Thought it was earlier. Maybe I'm thinking about
I.
the Parent Trap or something.
Let me look that up. Keep going.
Which has nothing to do with this. So.
I'm looking it up anyway, damn it.
Okay. There's 2 of them.
I know it's been remade. Don't talk to me like I'm a child. That's what I do to you.
Okay. All right.
Parent Trap, the original is 1961.
Okay. All right. Superman takes the gorilla in Jimmy's body to a safe place, and Jimmy goes home, and he's having fun because of all the strength he has, and he puts on Jimmy's outfit, and it's hilarious. He's got everything's too small for him, and I don't know. It's absurd. So Jimmy goes to work, and then Perry White and Lois Lane come in, and they start calling police, and Lois Lane's hitting him with a broom, and he has to explain what's going on. So they put a sign on his neck saying, "Bonzo, intelligent gorilla, tame, no danger." It's like, so, Superman, meanwhile, has made this huge cage for Jimmy that's safe, and he has plenty of space to run around with.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Jimmy goes to a fancy restaurant and orders bunches of bananas. Literally a bunch of bananas.
Yeah, which is crazy because you could just go to the fruit stand. But it's funny to see a gorilla in a restaurant. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to a wrestling match.
Yeah, with the gorilla, which is
George the Animal Steel.
Oh my God!
Duh.
I'll be danged. And I was looking at Golden George, which is Gorgeous George.
Yeah.
And both are great.
Gorgeous George got referenced on Glow, which is this Netflix series.
Any good?
It is good.
Oh.
I'm watching it. I haven't finished it yet, but it's very good.
Yeah.
There's also a wonderful documentary about the original, the real Glow from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrific. I watched an episode of the TV show, and then I went and I watched the documentary, and then I've gone through the show, and I'm getting a lot more out of it because I'm seeing the characters on the show who are analogous to the real life Glow wrestlers.
Yeah.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling for the uninitiated.
Yeah. It's like a wrestling hee-haw.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, with stupid skits and
Yeah.
absurd wrestling.
Yeah, but I just won an '80s Glow VHS tape on eBay, and will be watching that.
Okay, enjoy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Golden George throws out the gorilla, and Jimmy the gorilla catches him and throws him back.
Yeah.
And so then Jimmy, as a gorilla, goes to see the gorilla cop movie, and I really liked those in my youth. All those gorilla cop movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that would be kind of fun. And so,
Yeah.
but okay. I don't know what is about monkeys and apes dressed as humans. It's amusing. I guess
Yeah.
dogs and cats dressed as humans is funny too.
We love that. We love it.
Mm.
I don't know
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah. So he has more adventures and
Yeah. Can we speed this up a
Yeah.
little bit, please, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake?
Okay. So yeah, mainly he just has a lot of adventures and he catches some crooks, and so Jimmy, the gorilla, is the gorilla who's in Jimmy escapes, and then Superman has to take the payroll to the bank, and which is
The payroll
odd.
from
Daily
Daily Planet. Okay.
And they close the vault. So on him. So now he is trapped in the vault. He will suffocate if he wasn't super.
Right.
But if he uses his superpowers, he will be called as Superman. But I mean, if he lives, they open the vault and he lives and say, "Oh, you must be Superman." So he's really caught bad.
Yeah.
So how they get out of that? They have the Jimmy as the gorilla is pulling on it, but Superman's doing most of the work. But it looks
Right.
like Jimmy
Pushing from the inside.
Yeah.
Very good. We have a great house ad for an 80-page giant for the Superman.
It's Super Baby.
Yeah, it's all these Super Baby stories. It's a collection of Super Baby stories.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love this. No, Supergirl, you're not showing readers my baby pictures.
yeah.
So, and
No, not my. There's not. My is not the word that's emboldened. It's baby pictures.
yeah, my baby
No.
pictures. Yeah.
My baby pictures. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, come on. Let me teach you how to read comics.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like we covered that one.
I don't think we did exactly this, but we did do some baby super.
I know we've done some Super Baby
And
stories.
Super Baby stories is fun.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this isn't Dostoevsky what we're reading now. Actually,
I thought it was.
Yeah. Okay. So they see Jimmy, who has a gorilla. Man, this is getting tiresome. The gorilla in Jimmy's body is escaped and running around. They catch him, and then they figure out how to. They let him, the gorilla who's in Jimmy's body, work with the buttons, and then they figure out that it's the key to it is to use the Superman watch.
Which I figured out like in panel 1.
I did too. So
I mean, duh, he pressed the watch at the time of the transmogrification.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it had something to do with it.
Yeah.
They don't just do that stuff for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
And the transformation happens while Jimmy, who's in a gorilla body, is working in the paper, and Perry White slaps him right after he becomes a gorilla.
Yeah, that's when the gorilla's mind returns to
Yeah.
its own body, and the gorilla is at the Daily Planet. Yeah, Perry ends up having a difficult situation.
That is funny.
Yeah, and he's hanging from the lighting fixture. It's great.
Yeah.
And then Superman comes and takes the gorilla back. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was like the best part.
Yeah.
The story, very tiresome.
I enjoy it. For crying out loud.
Here's Jeff's like signature like sound. It's a living.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the next and much more gooder story. Brainiac, big time operator. I love that a major Superman villain shows up in this book.
I wish that happened more often.
Right. I mean, but it would be easy to dismiss the Jimmy's book or Lois's book as like,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the real stuff.
Yeah.
But I like that they put, Brainiac, Luthor, and so on in these stories. So it's like, oh no, you want to pick that up. You don't
Yeah.
want to just get action and Superman and
Mhm.
skip Jimmy. No.
Yeah, the thing is, though, this isn't on the cover.
I know, right? Like, to me,
Yeah.
I know they say, oh, put an ape on the cover, it always sells great. But I'm like, put Brainiac on the cover. That's what I want to buy.
What they should have done was that, and have a little corner saying, with Brainiac, or something.
Right. It's not like it's a surprise reveal. He's in panel 3 of the first page. So, oh, no, he's in the splash panel. Never mind.
Yeah. And he's in the third panel, yeah.
Yeah, so, but anyway, Brainiac, Big Time Operator, written by Otto Binder and E. Nelson Bridwell. I think Nelson helped with continuity on this story because it references a previous story.
Yeah. And
let me finish the damn credits.
Okay.
With art by Pete Costanza.
Okay. Cool. In the first panel,
yeah,
the watch is embiggened to tremendous size, and the watch has a face that has Superman on it. I didn't know it had Superman.
I think that's more of like an artistic license, so it's not just any watch; it's the Superman signal watch.
Yeah, but
because in any other time you don't see Superman.
Yeah,
on the face
we
of his
see
watch.
it later, and it does not have Superman on it.
Oh man!
But you would think there'd be Superman watch for Jimmy Olsen or something labeled.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brainiac is coming to Earth, and he sees Jimmy and going camping. So he says, "Oh, I'm going to get him this."
Yeah, I'm going to get him.
So nice little origin story about Brainiac, and talking about Kandor and Superman not being able to fix Kandor, and the story I'd never heard of before, that he takes Jimmy's brain and puts a robot brain in it, and to go after Superman, but Superman fixes everything.
There's a great panel where he sees that he programs Jimmy to hate Superman, which is just crazy. I posted this on Instagram. I thought it was one of the most wonderful things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would love to read the comic. So
yeah, well, we'll see what we can find.
And so Brainiac's still ticked off about this.
Yeah.
So he's looking at him and says, "Oh, I'm going to use Jimmy to crush Superman." Okay. So he waits until Jimmy is swimming, and Jimmy takes off his watch while he's swimming. I would think that a Superman watch would be waterproof.
Were waterproof watches still a thing yet in 1968?
Yeah, but it's...
I know it's Superman making it, but...
they had diving watches.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's stupid of Jimmy to do that. How about that?
Yeah, okay. And,
I love the Jimmy Olsen stories, but it's not that I love Jimmy. I just love the crazy crap that happens to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Jimmy's a dork.
Yeah, which is the great thing about... And there is a huge popular series devoted to this dork. And that one makes it wonderful. When he got cool.
I wish we'd have read Herbie the Fat Fury. You know what I'm talking about? Herbie Popnecker?
I vaguely aware of it. So.
Okay. We'll just carry on.
Okay. All right, so Brainiac sees the watch and he embiggens it. So it's so big that it's huge. It's about 4-story building.
Yeah.
So you cannot press the button that goes ZZ.
Yeah, to signal Superman.
Jimmy said, I can't press the button. So let's get my friends, and maybe all of us can push it. And one of them knocks over some ice, and Brainiac embiggens the ice. So there's this huge ice wall. So then Jimmy runs to a experimental construction site nearby that has robots made by Superman. Okay.
Of course.
And the robots are totally useless.
So they're camping near a construction site?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know. And with robots.
Yeah.
So he goes and gets a bucket, and he throws it, the contents of the bucket, at Brainiac. And Brainiac says, I'll just embiggen this. And what he threw were hot rivets, glowing red.
Yeah.
they get really big. They go against the ice and they melt the ice, which is
Yeah.
darn clever.
Yeah, and the ice cools a rivet, so Jimmy and his young pals roll a rivet against the Superman signal watch and push the button, and so Superman is signaled.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so Brainiac has this box with kryptonite, and Jimmy grabs it and says, "Ha! Oh, look in here. It's teeny tiny. It can't do anything." But of course, what can Brainiac do? He can embiggen things. And
Right.
he makes a boulder out of kryptonite.
and so Superman, it takes him out right away.
Yeah. The kids try to help, but Brainiac embiggens fire ants, which are bad regular size.
Yeah. Well, and are they camping in America? Because fire ants aren't here.
They're here now. I don't know they're here then.
Okay. Did you want to talk about this house hat from Showcase for Dolphin?
Oh yeah, never heard of it, but it's like
I mean, Showcase was a trout book.
Mhm.
Dolphin's an aquatic heroine.
mhm,
Aquaman cheated on his wife with her.
yeah, and yeah, well,
If they only show her in silhouette in this, if you saw her, you wouldn't blame him.
yeah, I googled it. And it's,
Oh, okay.
I approve.
Okay.
Um, so let's see what happens.
So the kids are killed by fire ants.
no, they're not.
I'm not
by
killed.
fire ants.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so
Wouldn't that be a story?
yeah, wouldn't it be? So Brainiac runs away, and but
Flies
Jimmy,
away in his flying saucer.
Jimmy has grabbed the embiggening ray. So it says, what are we going to do? We can't really get to Superman because we've got these fire ants.
Because the kryptonite's nearby there still.
Yeah. So Jimmy goes to the tackle box, and then they roll down the hill in these big tires. And Jimmy has one of those lead sinkers, and
For fishing.
Yeah, for fishing, and it increases it so the lead
Will block the radiation from kryptonite, and so Superman will be okay.
exactly.
And so Superman's wondering, where'd you get those big tires from?
Yeah.
So they weren't tires, they were Cheerios.
I don't know. I was kind of
I thought it was a weird product placement because you never see brand name stuff in these stories.
I have never seen that. I don't know what in the world.
And the General Mills logo is clearly visible in the story.
The box is in the forefront.
Yeah.
Very well drawn.
This is product placement. Like somebody made a deal with DC and they put that in the story. Or if they were an ad sponsor. I didn't see a Cheerios ad in this issue, but I'm sure DC sold ad space to General Mills.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed. Well, they got to make money too, but sort of.
It seemed pretty brazen. And that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean? Like, wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Hey, but Brainiac was in that story.
Yep. Oh, it was cool and it's clever. I love this stuff. So
yeah.
And yeah.
So we have one more story.
Mm-hmm. World's Finest, The Hunter and Hunted.
Yeah. Cool house hat for that. I love that series so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's weird to see on that cover. You see Superman and Batman running from a man with attack dogs.
Yeah, like why would that scare you? But I guess we need to find a book.
I know, right? But anyway, the last story in this issue is called "The Secret of the Smallville Seeds," written by Dave Wood, with art by Pete Costanza.
Cool. Jimmy goes to Smallville. And he says, "Hey, can I plant these seeds in your backyard?" And okay, it's just everything's free, and so people would wonder, "What are you doing?" And so they grow. It's going to take 48 hours, something like that. So they got these super seeds or something. And turns out people are all wondering, and one of the kids think, "Gee, I wonder if those seeds grows lollipops." Wowie. For crying out loud.
That's really weird. Like, can you imagine being a kid and just sitting and daydreaming about candy?
Although, remember, kids, those days, I mean, candy was something like every month and not like every day or something.
Yeah.
And I know my parents can remember the first Coke they drank. It was like a big deal.
Sure.
So Superman is flying around Smallville, And he said, "Oh, I see this color," and it says, "Welcome home, Superman." It's something for to commemorate the first time that Superboy was seen in Smallville.
Oh.
It's kind of sweet and nice. Nothing much happens, but that's it.
Yeah, it's like 4 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick promotional break, but don't go away because we'll be back with more Jimmy Olsen. Stick around.
So which is the hottest Marvel character?
Iron Man.
Ant-Man. I can't decide between Professor X and Magneto, so both.
Loki.
Is Wolverine Marvel?
What about White Tiger?
What about White Tiger?
Doc Samson?
Doc who?
Star Fox?
That's a video game.
The girls go on a journey to determine every Marvel character's hotness in Ohatmu or Not, the official handbook of the Marvel Universe podcast you didn't know you wanted. Available on iTunes and at fireandwaterpodcast.com.
You are about to see the first public exhibition of an entirely new form of entertainment. You are about to see.
Because you demanded it. It's Treasury Cast, a podcast devoted to the greatest comics format of all time, the Treasury Edition. DC, Marvel, Archie, IDW, and more, bigger than life. It's the Treasury Cast, part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, and on fireandwaterpodcast.com.
And we're back. Now, on to Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 119. Cover dated April of 1969. And according to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, it went on sale February 25th, 1969. We got a pretty neat cover with art penciled by Kurt Swan and inked by Nick Cardy.
Yeah. Jimmy's about to touch a live wire, and Superman's really afraid, but Jimmy says, "Hey, can't even tickle me. I have 9 lives. What's going on?"
Let's find out. So the lead story in this issue, I mean, we'll have to find out later because that's not in the lead story, but the lead story is called The Lady Killer from Metropolis. And let's see, this was written by Alvin Schwartz, penciled by Kurt Swan, and inked by Ray Burnley. Let's talk about this splash panel for a minute.
Okay, Jimmy Olsen is tall, and he's being surrounded by women.
And with Superman is hiding behind a tree.
Great Scott, how did Jimmy get so tall? But he's not really, I mean, the tree is about a foot wide or something, so he's not really hiding them.
But I think it's so funny, like, Great Scott, how did Jimmy get so tall?
Mm-hmm.
And don't you have other things to worry about, Superman?
Yeah, there was a comet coming, but who cares? It's only Europe. All right, so Superman is making a movie. I'm not sure why he's making a movie. I guess for charity or something.
Sure, he's always doing crap like that.
Yeah, but he's capturing somebody, and he says, "I can't arrest you without evidence, Rocky." So, but I'm on a construction job and you're trespassing. Don't blame me to get tangled up in the girder. And he twirls a girder around so he can't get out.
He wraps it around him like a corkscrew.
Yeah, which is cool, but he doesn't have any evidence. He's a criminal. So trespassing. So
yeah,
Superman's cool. I don't let him do it. Hey, so Superman goes into a dressing room and there's Jimmy in a Superman outfit. What's going on here? Jimmy met some girl on a plane, and he is afraid that he is too short for her. So
because he met her sitting down.
Yeah, so she doesn't know how short he is.
Right.
So he's wearing the Superman cape, but and it's really for Superman's stand-in in the movie.
Right.
So he takes it off and sees these 7-league boots that have stilts on them, so it makes him look tall. And he's walking out with the boots on, and he sees Marilyn Marlowe. I wonder who that's supposed to be.
Well, kind of a Marilyn Monroe or Jean Harlow.
Yeah. It's definitely Marilyn Monroe, I think. But and she runs, and he was thinking, man, I'd never have a chance with a girl like that, and she runs up and
Not
kisses.
with that attitude.
Yeah, and she runs up and kisses him, and he says, "That's so sudden, and I gotta say no. It's impossible." He thinks this must be a Superman joke on him to make him feel better about the girl he's about to meet. And Superman's doing some more filming, and then he hears somebody yell, and it's Marilyn who jumped into an alligator pit to commit suicide.
Wow.
Oh, okay, but Jimmy reads about this and says, "Wow, she committed suicide," which is actually after Marilyn Monroe committed suicide. So, wow, that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of racy there, or not racy, but Marilyn Monroe committed suicide. Here's something about someone, a lookalike, trying to commit suicide.
Well, people commit suicide.
Yeah. But this is Jimmy Olsen. Nothing really bad happens because,
So they only attempt suicide in a Jimmy
right,
comic.
yeah, exactly. So see, and Jimmy's walking by reading the paper, and these two girls come up and saying they love him, and he's kind of freaked out. He runs, and he goes to a storefront and sees himself in the mirror and says, "Wow, I look really good." And he says, "With my profile, my fine aristocratic features." That is funny.
That's so wild that Jimmy would even think that of himself.
Yeah.
Especially after totally talking about how, basically talking about how unconfident he is. Lacking in confidence. That's words.
But,
Words are hard.
Girls running after you will give you confidence. So I guess.
Okay.
So he makes a big scene. All these people are looking at him, and the policeman has to come along and tell him to beat it and look at a mirror somewhere else. And this princess drives by. Remember, we're in Jimmy Olsen land, and she falls in love with him.
Right.
But he says, yeah, but if I wait for a queen, then I'll be a king instead of a prince, which is absurd. And so he ditches her, and he goes back. He gets attacked by more women, so he runs to his let's say, I guess, hotel room, and two guys come in and want to beat him up. So he hits the ZZ ring.
The signal watch. I love it.
Yeah.
So Superman comes to rescue him.
Yeah, but he doesn't need rescued because the guys beat up each other.
What? Oh, yeah. What happens here with that?
They just start arguing amongst themselves and who's going to be the first one to beat up Olsen. So they beat up themselves and knock each other out.
That's hilarious.
And so here comes more girls, and Superman overhears them. They think Jimmy is Superman. They wouldn't have thought so before because Jimmy's too short. Now Jimmy's the same height as Superman. They see Jimmy going into a dressing room in this Superman outfit. He comes out in the Jimmy Olsen outfit. Marilyn sees him and thinks that he's Superman. That is why everybody's after him.
Ugh, my head.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If Jimmy really was Superman's secret identity, it would be foolproof because no one would really ever suspect Jimmy.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superman's listening to this, and Jimmy figures this out, and Superman is laughing at it, which is amazing. So Jimmy goes to his date, and the girl doesn't like tall men, so she's got an even shorter guy than Jimmy is.
Wow.
Cue sad trombone.
Yeah.
But
which is like, I think is sad trombone the bizarro yakety sax?
no, it's wah 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 wah.
I know, but
maybe so. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the inversion.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay. That is cool. Oh, wow.
Great house ad for a DC special
Mm-hmm.
featuring.
See our fighting females do their thing.
We covered that issue.
I remember.
Yeah,
Cool.
well, amazingly.
Yeah, I know. I usually forget.
And there's a Flash 80-page giant. That's fun.
Yeah. Nice cover, too.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I approve of fun.
Yeah. I do
All right,
too.
so the backup story in this issue, it's the cover feature. It's 9 Lives Like a Cat, written by Leo Dorfman, so you know it's mediocre.
Yep.
No, he's written some okay ones, but I've read some of the stinkiest ones, like Superboy stories or Jimmy stories I have found them in Leo Dorfman, but with art by Pete Costanza.
Okay.
That splash panel is just way too busy for me to describe.
Yeah, okay. But
If you want, it's a montage panel.
Jimmy risking his life and getting out of impossible situations.
Yeah.
So Jimmy is going to the Museum of Superstition and Magic, which like the one in Portland here.
Yeah, and I love that the entrance is a giant golden ram's head, and the mouth is the door.
Man, I'd go to that. I hope they have a restaurant.
Like, is this museum next to the fun house? Like,
yeah. All right. So he said only the prominent. The curator comes out. And he said only the prominent VIPs were invited. And Jimmy says, "Natch," for naturally.
Yeah. I am hip to that vernacular.
Okay. But our listeners may not. I don't know. And I've never heard anyone using that outside of a comic book.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, it's what happens when you read comic books. They're at least 30 years old.
Right.
You know, this one's like 50 or 60 years old.
Yeah.
Is that right? 68, 69?
Yeah.
Let me do some math while you carry on.
Okay. That's 60. Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, okay. All right. So the guided tour begins with the Hall of Jinx Jewels. $5 million, which is a lot of money back then. Every gem has a curse in it. And they have...
Wow. You keep this crap lying around?
Yeah.
That's smart.
And they had these mannequins being choked and blinded and dripping mad.
Wow.
And let's see, and there's a monkey's paw, which is not a gem, I don't think. But
They have more than just gems, though.
yeah. Strangling pearls, that's great. Murdered 8 people. Yay.
Wow.
So the alarm goes off. So someone's trying to steal a bunch of jewels. The curator grabs a bag, and he gets stabbed by the thief. So Jimmy gets ticked off.
And it's one of those curvy sacrificing people knives.
Yeah, I think it's called a Chris knife.
Yeah, okay. I think that sounds right.
So so he kills the curator. The thief throws the bag of jewels against Jimmy to get him out of there, and he tries to kill Jimmy. And he does it and he shoots him with a gun. He shoots him with a crossbow. He pushes this giant Easter Island type head on him.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy gets away each time.
Wow.
And then he finds out the curator is alive, and he was saved by his wallet. And it says, well, I'll tell you how I survived. It's the fabulous tiger eye of Gojirot.
Wow.
Okay. And these thieves stole this, so it gives you 9 lives. So you have 1 life, and it gives you 8 more.
1 life to live.
Mm-hmm. So, the curator, whose name is Dr. Clip, and he survived 7 near-death experiences, and this one was the 8th today. So he gives the eye to Jimmy to give to Superman. And
okay.
Yeah. So Jimmy drives on. So well, Superman's out, so I'll wear it for a while. So and it says, "Uh-oh, the curator is actually this thief," which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
The tiger eye is a form of gold kryptonite, which will erase Superman's powers permanently.
Oh, man.
So the bad guy goes into a safe and goes in and into, here's another trophy room, but by a bad guy. And he's got the Joker, Brainiac, Luthor. Let's see, Bonnie and Clyde. I guess that is Al Capone. I don't know who that is. So
Somebody.
yeah, but that's they'll be making a statue of me sometime because I want to kill Superman.
I love this photo of Luthor with a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his prison grays, you know.
I would love to have these. I would like to have this room, actually. But one of the guys says, yo, you're rich. Why are you doing this? Well, because I want to get famous.
Wow.
So, Jimmy,
with an attitude like that,
yeah.
you could become the president of the United States.
Yeah. So there's a new defense weapon at the Army Proving Ground. So Jimmy goes there. He's in a Jeep, and he's driving over this like a battlefield, and it's really bad, and the Jeep's acting up.
Firing range.
Yeah. But he finds himself in the firing range being shot at.
Oh.
And 100 guys, and they say, oh, that looks like an automatic target. So they fire at him.
And they put some speed holes in the Jeep.
They don't put anything in the Jeep because...
They don't even hit it at all?
No.
You didn't get my Simpsons joke.
Oh, no, I didn't. So.
Yeah. When Homer had the bullet holes in the car, speed holes to make the car go faster.
Okay.
Anyway.
So they were watching him and says, well, the crooks decided they have to save Jimmy every time he does something stupid and almost dies. And so
they'll have a job for life.
Yeah, because they want the eye to, yeah, exactly. The eye must seem to work, or he will not give to Superman.
Oh.
So they see this miraculous saving because they're trying to save Jimmy, but they couldn't, and Jimmy was fired at, but nothing happened. Now we see that there is this a wall of bulletproof plastic, which saved Jimmy. But the bad guys don't know it.
Right.
Let's see. So Jimmy goes to the National Daredevils Convention.
Wow.
Oh, man. Only in Jimmy Olsen land. So there's a bunch of stuff going on. And here's something weird. So they show some things like wrangling mean bulls and running through electricity. So they have this thing. There's 9, they have 10 cages. 9 of the cages hold man-eating lions, and 1 holds Miss Metropolis of 1969.
Oh.
But the Daredevils say, never mind, I'm not going to do that. And, but Jimmy is with Lucy Lane, and Lucy is, what are you, you're not a good, brave like a daredevil. And Jimmy says, oh, watch this. And he goes and he chooses the 1 box without the tigers, the lions.
Wow.
And I don't know how he did this.
Just pure coincidence, clearly.
I guess so. So this makes the bad guys think, hey, that golden kryptonite must make it lucky for humans, which is kind of cool. It's logical if you're in the Jimmy Olsen universe. So there are several other things happen, and Jimmy is saved from certain death. And then he's about to touch his last life. He's about to touch Livewire. Jimmy runs down and tries to stop him, and
Superman flies down there.
I'm sorry, Superman flies down, and Jimmy's knocked out, and the bad guys grab the eye because they're trying to get into Clutch
Corrigan, right?
Clutch Corrigan.
Like Crash Corrigan.
Right. Clutch Corrigan has his treasure in his vault, grave vault, and it's supposedly got poison gas. So,
okay.
So
wow.
If they open it with the eye, he can get in there and get out. But it doesn't work. It's choking him, and Superman comes, and the bad guy says, I got this eye, and it's gold K. He says, no, it's not. It's harmless to me, because they figured it out.
Okay.
And so he forces Professor Flip, or whatever, to sign a confession.
Okay.
So Jimmy noticed when he was driving in the Jeep at the firing range that he saw the bulletproof glass. So it must be fake. Plus the fact that the shaking of the Jeep and all that knocked the eye off, so it wasn't on him. So it doesn't work.
Okay.
So he figures out that it's gold kryptonite, and Superman's in on it, and Superman saves his life a bunch of times, and they catch the crooks, and everybody's happy.
Well, okay. You know what? I'm happy. Take a look at this cool house ad on the opposite page.
Yeah.
Batman, Detective Comics with Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And Batman's chasing down Bruce Wayne.
What gives?
Huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, I was going to make something about the Lady Killer from Metropolis. I was going to make this. There's no magic, no superhero dumb in it, nothing.
Well, I mean, Superman's in it.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything super.
True, other than just show up.
Yeah, in the story, though, there's nothing, it's all...
Right, he doesn't use his powers to fix anything. Yeah.
I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
The story is pretty good, too.
Yeah.
I did not see the curator becoming a bad guy. And I didn't see how... I don't think we were meant to see how Jimmy figured it out.
Sure.
But I thought it was fairly clever. And
yeah.
At this point of the run, I found Jimmy Olsen is a good comic book and loads of fun.
Okay. So, Comic Reflections is recorded in Portland, Oregon, and produced by Sean Roof. Until next time.
I'll see you in the funny pages.
Trekker Talk, a fan podcast devoted to the adventures of 23rd century bounty hunter Mercy St. Clair from the pages of Trekker Comics by creator, writer, and artist Ron Randall. I'm Darren.
And I'm Ruth. We'll be discussing the stories, characters, and art in this excellent retro sci-fi adventure series, as well as having side conversations about other areas of fandom.
We hope you'll join us as we travel from the dangerous back streets of New Guelph to the depths of outer space and everywhere in between.
Trekker Talk is available at podbean.com and on iTunes and Stitcher.
Find us at trekkertalk.com.
I'm Mike Gillis.
And I'm Casey Dorn, and we want to ask you an important question.
Are you sick and tired of other panel discussion shows wasting your time droning on and on about foreign policy, economics, and human rights?
Or do you want to hear conversations about things that actually matter?
We host a podcast called Radio versus the Martians. Every month we gather a panel of our nation's finest minds and plunge a rusty prison shank into the heart of tough questions that have an impact on the lives of real people like you.
Like, are drivers required to pull over for the Ghostbusters?
Is the United Federation of Planets actually an oppressive dictatorship run by guidance counselors?
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger secretly a genius?
And are we being mean when we laugh at movies that are so bad they're good?
So write your congressman and let them know that Radio vs. the Martians is available on iTunes, Stitcher, and on radioversusthemartians.com.